morning, students. Today we'll start fertilization and implantation in human reproduction. During copulation, that is coitus, semen is released by the penis into the vagina, that is insemination. The motile sperms swim rapidly, pass through the cervix, enter into the uterus, and finally reach the ampullary region of the fallopian tube. The ovum released by the ovary is also transported to the ampullary region where fertilization takes place. Fertilization can only occur if the ovum and sperms are transported simultaneously to the ampullary region. This is the reason why not all the copulation lead to the fertilization and pregnancy. The process of fusion of sperm with an ovum is called fertilization. During fertilization, sperm comes in contact with zona pellucida. Layer of the ovum and induces changes in the membrane that blocks the entry of additional sperms. Thus, it ensures that only one sperm can fertilize an ovum. The secretion of the acrosome help the sperm enter into the cytoplasm of the ovum through the zona pellucida and the plasma membrane. This induces the completion of meiotic division of the secondary oocyte. The secondary meiotic division is also unequal and result in the formation of a second polar body and haploid ovum, that is oocyte. Soon the haploid nucleus of the sperm and that of the ovum fuse together to form diploid zygote. The mitotic division starts as the zygote moves through the isthmus of the oviduct called cleavage. Towards the uterus and forms 2, 4, 8, 16 daughter cells called blastomere. The embryo with 8 to 16 blastomere is called morula. The morula continues to divide and transform into blastocyst. As it moves further into uterus, the blastomeres in the blastocyst are arranged into an outer layer called trophoblast and an inner group of cells attached to trophoblast called inner cell mass. The trophoblast layer then gets attached to the endometrium and the inner cell mass gets differentiated as the embryo. After attachment, the uterine cells divide rapidly and covers the blastocyst. As a result, the blastocyst becomes embedded in the endometrium of the uterus. This is called implantation and leads to pregnancy. Now see the pregnancy, parturition and lactation. After implantation, finger-like projection appear on the trophoblast called chorionic villi, which are surrounded by the uterine tissue and maternal blood. The chorionic villi and the uterine tissue become indigitated with each other and jointly form a structural and functional unit between developing embryo, that is fetus, and the maternal body called placenta. The placenta facilitates the supply of oxygen and nutrient to the embryo and also removal of carbon dioxide and excretory waste materials produced by the embryo. The placenta is connected to the embryo through an umbilical cord which helps in the transport of substances to and from the embryo. Placenta also acts as an endocrine tissue and produces several hormones like human chorionic gonadotropin, that is HCG, human placental lactogen, HPL, estrogens, progesterone, etc. In the later phase of pregnancy, a hormone called relaxin is also secreted by the ovary. HCG, HPL and the relaxin are produced in women only during pregnancy. In addition, during pregnancy, the levels of other hormones like estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine, etc. are increased several folds in the maternal blood. Increased production of this hormone is essential for supporting the fetal growth, metabolic changes in the mother and the maintenance of pregnancy. Immediately after implantation, the inner cell mass, that is embryo, differentiated into an outer layer called ectoderm and the inner layer called endoderm. A mesoderm soon appears between the ectoderm and the endoderm. These three layers gives rise to all tissues in adults. It needs to be mentioned here that the inner cell mass contains certain cells called stem cells which have the potency to give rise to all the tissues and organs. The human pregnancy lasts 9 months. In human being, after 1 month of pregnancy, the embryo's heart is formed. The first sign of growing fetus may be noticed by listening to the heart sound carefully through the stethoscope. By the end of the second month of pregnancy, the fetus develops limbs and digits. By the end of 12 weeks, the first trimester, most of the major organ systems are formed. For example, the limbs and the external genitalia organs are well developed. The first movement of the fetus and appearance of hair on the head are usually observed during 5th month. By the end of about 24 weeks, end of second trimester, the body is covered with the fine hair, eyelids separate and eyelashes are formed. By the end of 9 months of pregnancy, the fetus is fully developed and is ready for delivery. Parturition and lactation. The average duration of human pregnancy is about 9 months, which is called gestation period. Vigorous contraction of the uterus at the end of pregnancy causes expulsion, delivery of the fetus. The process of delivery of the fetus, childbirth, is called parturition. Parturition is induced by a complex endocrine mechanism, the signals for parturition originate from the fully developed fetus and the placenta, which induce mild uterine contraction called fetal ejection reflex. This triggers release of oxytocin from the maternal pituitary. Oxytocin acts on the uterine muscle and causes stronger uterine contraction, which turns stimulates further secretion of oxytocin. The stimulatory reflex between the uterine contraction and the oxytocin secretion continues, resulting in stronger and stronger contraction. This leads to expulsion of the baby out of the uterus through a birth canal, parturition. Soon after the infant is delivered, the placenta is also expelled out of the uterus. The mammary glands of the female undergo differentiation during pregnancy and starts producing milk towards the end of pregnancy by the process called lactation. This helps the mother in feeding the newborn. The milk produced during the initial few days of lactation is called colostrum, which contains several antibodies absolutely essential to develop resistance for the newborn babies. Breastfeeding during the initial period of the infant growth is recommended by doctors for bringing up a healthy baby.